waste time apologizing. We thought it's done. And that's when he brings this bazooka called Natu Natu.
Right.
I mean, see, we've done complicated steps. Natu Natu is not about the step being complicated as such. It was the synchronization aspect with Rajamouli always, which Rajamouli always stressed on. You know, his idea, if you actually see Natu Natu, I feel that there are very few songs which have an introduction, a middle, and an ending. Natu Natu is a story by itself in RRR. When two friends are too deep into each other, you don't need to look at each other. You just become one soul. You know what the other person is gonna do. You can predict what he's gonna do. You know when he's gonna lift his hand, you know when he's gonna shake his leg, you know when he's gonna groove or when he's gonna stretch his legs and go down, you know? So it's just his emotion. Correct me, I'm sorry. I'm getting into the story part. Well, this is what I've understood. Or you made me understand. So it's about two friends being in sync with each other. And when we were shooting for that song, you know, we shot that song for about 12 days. Thanks. Thanks to Ukraine.
Yes, it
The
was shot in
sun
Ukraine.
used to rise up at 6 and set at 9 in the night. So this man would torture us from 8 to 8. Then get us back to the room, make us wear tees and tracks, make us rehearse for another 1 hour. We would probably sleep at 11:30, wake up at 5:30 and again run to shoot. And this happened after 7 days of rehearsals already. He was so hell-bent on the synchronization. He had this big monitor. It was almost that big, I think. He was just step freezing the shots, seeing if the legs went together, the hands were in the perfect sync. I was like, why? Jesus, why? Why are you doing this? But, you know, I never understood why he's stressing on that synchronization so much. But when the promo of Natu Natu released, the first thing I saw on social media, the first reactions I saw on social media was like everybody were talking about that synchronization. And this, I think, after a very long time, Rajamouli actually shocked me. Because this person doesn't shock me anymore. You know, I know he's too predictable. He's too predictable for me.
Yeah.
But that's when I was shocked. Do you remember the call? I called him and I was like, how? How do you do this? I mean, like, how do you know that people are gonna stress on that? And then the only thing he does is smile. And look at him. That's the only thing he does. He doesn't he doesn't give us this trick of his, the trade secret, right? His formula of making successful films. Do you have one? Not going to be done.
So, in terms of Natu Natu, like when you were talking to Keeravani, your composer, were you telling him, I want a really catchy song, or it's going to be a dance that everybody's going to do? Like, what instruction were you giving to him about the song?
Obviously, we know that both of them are great dancers, and the requirement of the stories that they dance, and obviously the song has to be catchy. I don't need to tell him that.
Right.
That's quite obvious. What we were discussing more is like.
How do we kill the heroes?
So, what is the lead that is coming up to that point?
Right.
What is the flow of the emotion that is coming up to that point, and how should it break open into the song? That's what we do for a majority of the background score and the songs also. Discuss the emotion and what needs to be conveyed to the audience at that point of time. We discuss very little music actually.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, NTR, I love the scene where, you know, it's obviously a very challenging scene to watch, the flogging scene for Beam, but it's this beautiful moment where, you know, you sing the song and sort of surrender, and it's this huge turning point in the film. Can you talk a little bit about shooting that scene? Especially, it's so complicated with, it's a turning point for Ram as well. But a little bit about like what you were kind of bringing to to that emotion in that performance?
I would rate it as, I never said this on record, that I felt or I feel I'm a great actor. When the flogging scene was happening, as such, the hunter was actually not touching me. But I should preempt that the hunter is actually hitting me. I have to give a reaction to it.
Without knowing that.
Without knowing that the hunter is actually
in the back.
hitting me. So I don't know when it's hitting me or when it's Sharon actually flogging it or when is it, when it's going to actually touch me. But when I got done with that series of floggings, like about, I think it was 6 or 8 times, the only thing I was waiting to hear was a reaction from him. And Rajamouli just, in his mind, said, "Nice." That reaction of his just made me feel so happy. Because there's very rarely 4 films we've done together. I think you'd have said it twice. and there's just this, it just made me feel so good. The whole journey of the song of Komadam Bhim was a true depiction to the emotion of Rajamouli, what he's written as a character, for Bhim. And I would really rate it as one of the greatest experiences I've had in these 20 years of my acting journey. And it was never challenging, but it was always about just looking at him and seeing that happiness in him, that his actor has delivered what he expected his actor to deliver. And it's not only about the song, but RRR to me was another learning experience. Sometimes you just need to have this self-check, after like many years in the industry, after doing a lot of films. RRR is one such film. It probably made me, I would say it made me a better actor. And I don't know what's gonna happen, but yeah, let's see, hopefully.
So I know it's pretty rare to co-star in a huge blockbuster film, and you sort of had these 2 guys in mind for this project. So, I mean, what was it like working with both of them? You'd worked with both of them before, and then also NTR. What was it like working with Ram, who's a good friend of yours?
It was great. I mean, Charan and me are not aliens. We've been in the industry for a very long time, and I think the only reason why we were secure with each other is definitely we have the friendship aspect, but we have this person who knows how to handle our individual images. So we were in a nice, cozy, secure spot. We didn't have to worry about who's getting more screen space, who's taking the cake, or who's doing this, or who's... No, we know that Rajamouli is going to balance, not the stars, he's going to balance the story with 2 good friends being a part of it. So there was never a day where we were insecure, or I was ever insecure about it. So it was a great experience. It actually made us know more about each other, know how each actor works as such, how he works or how I work as an actor. It was like an exchange program. I think an actor, when he works with another actor, is when he understands the nuances of making it better, of becoming a better actor. And I think RRR was that for us.
You're like, oh, you do that? Oh, I do this. Like, that's different.
It was not a competition. It was definitely not a competition, but
It was
yes.
a collaboration.
But yes, it was a collaboration, but there were times when we were like, okay, all right, you keep me here. All right, I'll wait for my opportunity. That was definitely there.
And what was it like for you directing these 2?
He loved it.
Yeah. For me, like he was saying that I don't surprise him. Likewise, he doesn't surprise me. Like when I'm narrating him the story itself, I can see the gears in his brain